Welcome to Access How to Build a Database from Scratch, Part 3. Now that we have thought it through and planned the whole database, we can build the tables. Our goal is to build all these tables, but because they all work the same way, I'm only going to show you how to build one. Under the Create tab, click Table Design. This opens a new table called Table 1 in the Design view, where you can see and add field names and properties. You can always add them later, but it's best to do it before you start adding data. We want to associate an activity with each resident, so this will be the Activities table. I add the first field, which should always be the primary key. It's useful to choose a naming convention and style for your field names. This makes your database consistent. In this example, I use camel case, no spaces, and the first letter of each word is capitalized. Because it is a primary key, I name it after the table with ID, Activity ID. Then I choose the data type, in this case auto number, so each record generates a unique number to identify it. Because some of my users are not familiar with databases, I can choose to show the field name in sentence case with spaces to make it a little more user-friendly. To do this, I add a caption to it under Field Properties. I save the table by right-clicking on the Name tab and click Save. Because this is the first time I saved, I get the option to rename it. I enter Activities and click OK. Then I add all the field names and data types. I create an activity name field. In the future, to make it easier when someone is looking up the record, I also add the type and date of activity. I add a yes/no checkbox to identify if they have been contacted about the activity. And I add a yes/no checkbox if the resident volunteered to work the event. This makes the database useful for tracking volunteers. Before I can create the relationship between the Activities table and the Residents table, I need to add a foreign key field to the Activities table. Remember, one resident has many activities. That means the resident primary key must also appear in the Activities table as the foreign key. It is good practice to keep the keys together. So I right-click on the second row, select Insert Rows, and name it Resident ID. Later, when we create the relationship, the data type must be the same as the primary key it will join with, but you can only have one auto number per table. So I use the closest match number data type. Then I save and close. To continue the series, please click the link.